during translocation of sugars in plants from source to sink? Options: the loading of sugar at the source is by active process and unloading of sugar in a sink is by passive process. Option B, the loading of sugar at the source is by passive process and unloading of sugar in a sink is by active process. Option C, both loading at source and unloading in a sink is by active process. And option D, both loading at source and unloading in a sink is by a passive process. So according to the bulk flow hypothesis or the mass flow hypothesis, so here the loading as well as unloading of sugar. So if this is a leaf, okay, if we are considering a leaf as a source, so from the leaf, so in the leaf mesophyll cells. So if we take a cross section of the leaf, so this will be the leaf epidermis, and in the leaf epidermis, below the leaf epidermis, there will be presence of the mesophyll cells, which are of both palisade as well as spongy parenchyma type. So this is a rough anatomy of the leaf. And here, if we see, so in case of mesophyll cells, there will be presence of the sucrose as a result of photosynthesis. So this sucrose, it will be actively uptaken by the companion cells. So these are the companion cells with a large vacuole and a single prominent nucleus, which will be connected to that of the sieve tube element. So this is the sieve tube element with that of the sieve plates on the sieve pores. So here it will be having a peripheral cytoplasm as it is. So this is the rough, so this is the part of a phloem. So that is the source, and this will be connected to that of the sink here. So let us consider the root system, or let us consider the root cortex as a sink here. So this is the sink. So according to bulk flow hypothesis, so what happens is during the transportation of the organic solutes through phloem, so first sucrose, it will be loaded to the companion cell, and these companion cell, they actively uptake the sucrose molecule. That is, by using ATP as an energy, they actively uptake the sucrose molecule within them, so that the solute potential or the osmotic potential of the companion cell increases. Okay, so this results in inward movement of the water from that of the adjacent xylem. So this is the xylem elements. So let us consider this as a xylem tracheids as well as the xylem vessels. So from the xylem elements, so this is xylem that is associated with the stem as well as leaf. So from this xylem, the water will be withdrawn and it will be uptaken by the companion cell through the process of osmosis in order to balance the solute concentration. So here, as the sucrose is uptaken by the active transport mechanism, so solute potential increases. So this results in withdrawal of water from the adjacent xylem. So this creates the pressure within the companion cell, which pushes its content into the sieve tube, and from the sieve tube through the sieve plate, it will enter into the, it will move further in a downward direction and it will reach that of the sink. Suppose if root cells are considered as a sink, so it will move to the root cortex. So in case of sink, what happens once the sucrose molecules are uptaken or accumulated in the sink? So in the sink, by using ATP, so this sucrose will be removed. So sucrose is removed, and this removed sucrose, either it will be converted to starch or it will be utilized. So that is called as vein unloading. And in both the process of vein loading, so this is vein loading and another one is vein unloading. So in the source, vein loading happens, whereas in the sink, vein unloading will happen. So in case of both vein loading and vein unloading, so ATP will be involved in the process. That is, in the presence of ATP itself, the organic solutes will be uptaken and organic solutes are removed in the sink. So hence, by considering this, as ATP is involved in both the process, that is vein loading and unloading, so here the correct option will be option C. That is both loading at the source and unloading in the sink. It will be by the active process because it is using ATP as a energy source. So hence option C will be the correct answer here.